Yes, people, the time is now. The procession is over, and we're singing Akim Uche, Campione, Campione.
Campeones, ole, ole, ole. Live
got the
things,
Arsenal
yeah?
fans.
Live things.
Hey, wait. Live
Live
proper.
things. Time.
There are. Yes, Uche. Yes, Uche. Yes, it's celebration time for Liverpool fans. It's hating time for Arsenal fans.
Hating?
Welcome back
Who's
to the
hating? There's no hate.
Don't put words in our mouths, friend.
That's what I'm trying to say. We're grown
Okay.
folks, man. Congratulations, guys.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Okay.
I'm not saying
Welcome
congratulations, but there's no hate.
Welcome back to
Make
the
sure-
What True Red podcast. Here we are on the 27th of April with a month to spare. Liverpool have wrapped up number 20, league title number 20, champions of England. The procession is over. Uche, you're on the other side of the world, but you're popping off as you said you would. Liverpool are champions of England.
That's what we do. That's how we do it, mate. You know what a performance. I mean, 1-0 down. I'm thinking I'll actually calm because I'm like, you know, we're gonna beat them, man. We always beat Tottenham. It's not easy. It's not that hard. But what a great performance by the guys. Absolutely over the moon. You know, to make it, we only needed a draw to get a win like that in that fashion, and just to be playing around and enjoying the moment for so many minutes. Within 35 minutes, we're 3-1 up. Game is done. Congratulations to all involved, and absolutely super gassed. Couldn't go any better. So I couldn't miss this spot, even though I'm nowhere near you guys. I couldn't miss it. You know, I had to show up. I did all I can to show up, and here I am. If I run out of data,
We're so pleased.
That's it.
Hopefully
That's it.
you run out of data.
Yeah, we got to be quick just in case you do run out of day. Aki, champions of Europe. I know, champions of Europe, champions of
What's
England.
going on?
Yeah, no. That's save that for
you know what it is.
a few weeks time, mate.
It's because of this. That's
Nah,
why.
mate,
It's because
that's
of
not
this.
today.
This is the thing you can only win when
Stay
you're champions
relevant.
of Europe. So we've done
Stay
that
relevant.
one. We've done that one. We've now added on the
You want me
Premier
to take
League as well.
over? Aki, your thoughts on the performance today?
I'm gassed. So yeah, Mikey, I'm gonna sit back and just enjoy. You take
You don't
over.
deserve
Go on,
it.
Aki. Go on, Aki. Hey,
Oh wow!
That's one down. That's
that has
one
nothing
down.
to do with me.
One down.
It's supposed to be me that run out of data, but what's going on?
Yeah, who's
This
next?
guy.
I dare you to say something.
Hey,
sis.
let's get real out of here because UK's data's going to be gone soon.
Craig, you said that. Let's go into Craig. Let's go to the Arsenal fans. You've been sitting and watching the procession go on.
Yeah.
You said you've got no hate, so let's hear it.
No, hey, as I said at the start of the pod, congratulations, guys. The league doesn't lie. You guys deserve to win it. You've been the most consistent team in the league, so well done. Well done. You know what I
Thank
mean?
you, Mikey. Do you wanna add to that?
Who, me?
Yeah.
Well done to Liverpool. Not you guys. There's no well done in here. This forum. Like, Liverpool have done well. They've been the most consistent. They've taken advantage of other teams' failings. But they'll probably hit 27 wins or something like that. Or more.
Yeah.
Which will win most league seasons. So even if the other teams were up to scratch, Liverpool probably still would have won. So yeah, well done to Liverpool. We look forward to next season, and I'm sure it will be a nice season next season. And it's going to be an interesting summer. But you don't want to move on to the summer because you need to enjoy the now. And that's your job.
Thank you. Exactly. Don't talk
For
about
real.
summer. Don't even mention next summer again. About next summer. Hasn't been how many hours in talking about next summer. What's going on here?
It was done to me long time. You know this.
Yeah, but today was confirmed. I ain't talking about next summer. We're talking about
I
right
confirmed it
here.
weeks ago.
Yeah? Did you see
You
all the
could have been
celebrations?
this happy weeks ago if you just listened to me.
Nah, we don't want to do anything premature. Obviously, we knew what
No,
the
we don't do
procession-
that. We don't do that.
Session, it was good.
You definitely don't do it well.
Yeah,
If you're- no, for me, look,
No,
you know,
you sure you've actually won it.
Yeah, do the
I'm
maths.
surprised you're not waiting till the 38th game.
based on how I'm dressed, I think we've done it, Mikey. I think it's fair to say we've done it. Uche, Arne Slot, he's got to take the plaudits for this. Obviously the players as well, but Arne Slot, what a job this man has done. About a year ago, we had Klopp on the halfway line after our final home game of the season, singing Arne Slot's name. Arne Slot, we paid that fave today, but amazing job that he's done taking over and winning the title in his first season.
I think he's just a remarkable guy. I mean, the way he's so calm about it, making sure from the off, he's not taking credit, not trying to take too much credit of the team. But obviously, like you said, he made a massive change. You can see it. The biggest thing that I had hoping to be solved was the injuries. Because we used to get a lot of injuries towards the later part of the season. So then you know about Ryan Gravenberch, changing that shape and put him in that DM mode and pretty much played every single game, just like he did with Salah and VVD, and they've been exceptional. Just got nothing but props for the guy. His tactical subs, there's been many games during this reign where he's made some great substitutions, whether that's when it's 0-0 or it's a draw and it's led to a win.
Yeah,
or he's made some ways the substitute has come on and had a serious, massive impact to the game. There's been a few of those to be count. And then you go back to big team selection. When he gets it wrong or he feels he gets it wrong, he's quite happy to change it earlier. He doesn't have to wait for a certain segment of the team. He doesn't have to wait for like your usual 45th minute or 60th minute or 75th minute.
I know he's kind of running across the bottom, man.
yeah.
Distracting me.
We're too close to it, man.
I have to look at a banner. Remove the banner.
Yeah, but come on, man. The banner has got to stay there. It is what it is. We're the champions.
Uche, just a question regarding Slot though. Has he been a bit lucky inheriting the players he has to do the job?
What kind of question is that? I don't understand that.
I'm asking you a question. It's a pod, isn't it? I'm asking a question.
He's been fortunate.
Has he been lucky? Not many managers do a job with a ready-made.
As fortunate as Arsene Wenger was when he inherited a very good defense.
Yeah,
it is what it is, and he was able to utilize those tools.
Okay, do you want me to answer it, Craig?
Yeah, go through.
Yeah, I think, like I said, there's no question you can't win a league without saying, world-class players there. But I think for me, if you didn't make that change, that Ryan Gravenberch change, I don't think we win the league. That's down 100% down to him, in my opinion. I don't think that we win the league the way we're playing. So, and also from his own mouth, I'm sure you're probably going to hear it throughout this week and whenever the season ends. He'll be the first to tell you that, yeah, you need the players to win the league. There's no doubt about it. But is he fortunate? But he knew what he had. He genuinely knew what he had. So he could say that he knew that he was fortunate enough to have those players. Because without the players, Craig, let's be honest, you can't win this stuff. Let's stop playing. Even Leicester, when they won it, they needed those certain players, whether it's Kante and Mahrez and so on. You do need certain caliber of players. So I guess I can answer and say yes with the type of players. But he changed something that was very significant to the win. And without that change, on us controlling the game, controlling our rate of injuries, and then being able, like I said, the substitutions and this Gravenberch move, I don't think this will be champions, honestly. So you have to props.
Is it too early to have this discussion that I've been trying to prompt? Slot versus Klopp.
Here we go. Here we go. What are you versus?
Beef, always served in beef, Mikey.
It's competition, man.
No, I mean for us, look, as Liverpool fans, we are very grateful for what Klopp did whilst he was here, and also for the team that he left for.
Who's better?
It's not about better. It's not about better for me. He's back. Here he is. He's back.
All right, you can answer the question in a minute, but I've asked a question that I'd like you to answer, all three of you. Who is better? A better manager, Slot or Klopp?
For me, you can't make that choice right now. You can't make that choice right now. No, let me qualify it. Let me qualify it. So he's been in the job 1 year.
You're renowned for sitting on fences.
He's won the same number of leagues as Jurgen Klopp has. Jurgen Klopp has had 3 Champions League finals and won a Champions League as well. He won this. Craig, you said you couldn't see it. Let me get it close.
It's gone fuzzy again. I can't see what you're showing me. So
hey, where was that made?
He's won this. He's won that trophy as well. He's won all the domestic trophies. So we can't. For me, you can't say that Arne Slot is better. So yeah, that's my choice. That's my.
So you're saying Klopp's better then? It's simple.
Yes, I am. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I came to that conclusion. Klopp is better.
Thank you.
Go on, Uche. Do you want to go next?
I don't think there's any way you could come up with this Slot being better by what Bro just said, because you're comparing how many years to 1 year. So
Exactly.
if you can't do like for like either, because when he took over, going back to Craig's question, when Klopp took over, that team was nowhere near it. Whereas obviously this team is very much near it. So it really depends on how you want the question answered, Mikey. You can't do season versus season. The 1 year versus number of years.
I'm not asking for season. It's a simple, who's the better manager? You've had Slot for a season, 1-for-1 Premier League titles. You can make a decision, or you can sit on the fence.
Like I said, for me, it's actually an easy question because he has
the fence and he's picked Klopp.
No, I'm not going to sit on the fence. I'm saying he has to be Klopp. Then it's very simple.
Cool. Aki.
Yeah. Welcome back, Aki, by the way.
Cheers.
Yeah,
I think my internet provider.
We started filming about 11 minutes ago, but it's okay. You can join us now. Go on.
I had some technical problems, which you
cinnamon bun,
do well. Anyway, yeah, I don't think it's a fair comparison, but I probably looking into the future. I think this is Klopp would probably be more akin to Bill Shankly in terms of setting the ground, and I reckon probably Arne Slot will win more trophies than Jurgen Klopp going forward. I did think Klopp hit a plateau, so I wasn't too disappointed when he left. I thought we needed a bit of a refresh. He was obviously our greatest Premier League manager, one of our greatest ever. But I think the way Slot works, I think he's a lot more measured, and I can see us winning the league next season, doing well in the Champions League, and going forward, probably winning a lot more than what we did under Jurgen Klopp.
Okay, great, Aki. I've got a question. For Mikey, as it was your question about Klopp v Slot.
Do you don't I get to comment on this? What's going on?
Okay, go on.
I have my views.
Of course.
We bet you do.
So, do you know what I think is going to play out? I think that Slot is a better league manager than Klopp, but Klopp was a better cup manager. And you know why? Because Klopp's teams were so full on, and it's something you missed in the Champions League this season, where it's almost like the Klopp would suck the ball into the net. There'd be a flow. It'll be really manic. And this controlled approach.
It's emotional. Less emotional.
The controlled approach in cup competition, I don't think will be as successful. But in league format, I think that he's so composed and picks the right moments to tweak things that he'll be better than Klopp. That's my view.
But I hear you on the cup final in his first season, don't I?
Yeah, on the cup thing, you got to realize that
he got to a cup final.
Aki, be quiet. Don't talk over people.
I'm giving you a fact.
No, sorry, I was saying that basically on the comment on the cups, you got to remember that unfortunately, for whatever reason, I don't know we were actually quite good at cup finals. And on the Klopp web, for a variety of reasons, we couldn't do what you just said, Mikey. In the end, when we get to finals, but then we couldn't quite. If you look at the ratio, it wasn't quite favourable. So you know, if you were being trying to be harsh in that manner. So I think whether it's control or not, I don't think we do very well when we get to finals. I think even Rafa Benitez, we always have a story to tell when it comes to finals. So that's the issue. It can only take you so far, and then something happens in the final that you can't even explain. So that's been happening to us. It's hit way too many finals where when we have won, it has actually come with drama, far more drama than you expect. Even as far back as when we beat Birmingham City back in the day on penalties, I'm sure Real remembers, and you're thinking, why on earth are we going on penalties with friggin' Birmingham City to Alaves and things like that? So you can go back, way back to our history.
5-4 against Alaves.
Yeah, and you can say, why these are teams that you're superior to. So that's the one thing I would say. I think we just need more time to have this, very good question by Mikey answered properly, I would say.
Before Aki comes in, Aki's got a couple points, but just on that point, I think that if Klopp was manager for those PSG games, you go through against PSG.
100.
That's what I think.
I said it at the time, and I agree with that.
Disagree with that.
We wouldn't have lost. Basically, this way, we wouldn't have lost that game at Anfield. I just can't see how a Klopp managed team will lose that game when you're 1-0 from the first leg. Just can't see it happen.
Me neither.
You say that, but what happened to Atletico Madrid? there's been a number of times on the clock where
the
we just like
goalkeeper happened against Atletico.
well, you're making stories now, but what I'm saying is that there are examples of where the same things happen on the clock, but you guys are looking at it from rose-tinted glasses. What I would say is
I don't have rose-tinted glasses for Liverpool.
Yeah, but Slot got to a cup final in his first season, so I don't really know where you're going with what you said. It doesn't really tally with the facts.
Didn't even turn up.
You said Klopp would be better in cup in the cup.
Let me qualify my statement because I was more referencing the main competition, the Champions League. I wasn't thinking that you was going to bring up the League Cup. I don't even look at that. We know this.
It's a major trophy.
Yeah, I understand.
Your manager thinks the Community Shield is a trophy, mate. So
it is a trophy. It's just not a reputable one. It is what it is. And the League Cup isn't a major trophy to me.
Sorry, Mikey. I'll cut you off. Carry on.
Yeah, so my point was specific to the bigger trophies. Yes, go on. They look like different colours, though. Like, who's got the
lighting?
Yeah, he's trying to expose somebody. I'm not involved.
I hope it's lighting.
Who's got the official
haters?
Direct from the club.
Just continuing that point before Aki goes off on one. I'm with the whole. I think Klopp is better, is the better manager, hands down, because in my view, Slot's just inherited a very, very good team. Klopp's team, and he's done well with it. He's changed some things that he probably needed changing. He's improved things, tweaked things that needed tweaking, and he's done well. But what's gonna be the real test for him is next season when he's got an aging team, he's got Trent probably maybe leaving or whatever goes. It's gonna be he has to put his stamp down on this team in that summer. So who he brings in, can they carry on this play? All those questions can be asked then, and then we'll see. We'll define who's the better manager.
I'm not having it.
I think so. Klopp didn't come in and inherit a very good Liverpool team. Let's be honest.
Had this team last season and didn't win.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are we saying?
The only thing I would say to what Craig was saying is
you had other competition.
There were no signings.
You're better though.
There were no signings, and Liverpool are going to end up with a very, very good points tally.
Yeah, Craig,
more points than City got last season.
Man City, look, they're in decline. Chelsea's in decline. All the teams are in
decline.
decline.
But to qualify everything I've said, I just said, even if Arsenal were on point and got, what did we get last season? 89 points.
Yeah.
Even if City were at the level they were last season, Liverpool would still win the league with their points tally they're going to get this year. Like, they simply have been the most consistent and best team in the league.
Yeah.
The number of wins they will have.
So 7 months unbeaten, literally from I think November.
I'm not listening to you.
Last month.
I can't.
You know what?
I got that one from the Guardian this time.
Listen. I was watching the match. I was watching the match with my family at my brother's house, and my mum was sat next to me. And after Salah scored, she said, "Aki was saying that he hasn't scored since Boxing Day." I was like, "Yeah, stat man."
So what I was going to say about the thing about going back to Craig's point on Slot, right? I think one thing we have to be quite honest, this goes to Mikey as well, is we played a City that was just winning a lot, like in terms of points accumulation, that 97 points, 92 points not being good enough. I think we can all admit that that's probably unlikely to happen from this current, for whatever reason, from this current Arsenal or Man City team, even if you were to predict it or try to predict it next year, because it has to be different from what they had before. So I think the task is not as Herculean as it was before for a Klopp. And he came up short because those guys, I genuinely believe they were just ridiculously brilliant. You don't have to be that ridiculously as brilliant anymore, which is a good thing for Liverpool going forward. Because we're just better than a lot of these guys, especially the rest of the league. And we got three fresh goats to deal with from the championship as well. So they're gonna get smacked up the head, both sides, both legs all the time. So we got that. So yeah, I think it's not a fair question, but come on, man, Klopp has to win it for now. But
just to add a couple more, I punished myself by watching the post-match celebrations.
You need to watch it.
And the interviews as well. And although they wouldn't have wanted to, I didn't think that they should have made some of the comments that they did, some of the players. They obviously asked about the comparison. What's changed now? And they are happier now.
Yes.
Gakpo was there. There's obviously the Dutch connection, and Gakpo's performances have improved and his position's been tweaked and things like that. Obviously, you've mentioned Gravenberch. That's the little connection there. Salah was quite open in the conversations he's had with Slot and the fact that he's been released from a lot of the defensive responsibilities so that he could get those numbers that he's getting in terms of goals and assists. They've had those conversations. So, I think that it's all leading into what I've said from the beginning.
But like I said, these are fair. All the comments, I didn't hear them, but all the comments you just said, they are completely fair and true assessment of where we were. Because again, we're comparing it for the players' point of view. They're comparing it to last season, isn't it? They're not really comparing it to 8 seasons of Klopp. And sometimes, like Aki said, you just need that change. It benefits both sides. And the Dutch connection is always going to be stronger. I mean, let's be honest. That's your country, man. You're always going to be stronger. So I think it's totally fair. Like you said, you probably shouldn't be saying it publicly, but I think that it's a true reflection of the way it is. Like Slot would hopefully lead us to better things.
Yeah, I mean, as you said, you didn't hear it, so it wasn't said in a negative way. They were just being more candid than you probably would be normally
In public.
But in public, but it was done respectfully is essentially what I'm saying. And basically it's just saying that there's been tweaks, it's been different, it's not the same, it's the same players, but it's not the same approach to the way we play football. The other thing to mention, just along those lines, was way back a few months ago when Jones had an interview, I think it was Sky, and he said something similar about how under Klopp it was much more direct in terms of you get the ball and you're going forward straight away, whereas now it's a lot more measured and all that sort of stuff. That in turn feeds into what Mikey was saying about less emotional football and cup tournaments when you might need that. Our way we play doesn't really feed into that kind of emotional, get everyone fired up sort of atmosphere, because we get the ball back, crowd goes wild, everyone's up for it, and then we just slow it down, pass it sideways, and get that control and get our shape and all that stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. As Craig said, test is in the summer. Richard Hughes, our new director of football, whatever his title is, we'll see who he and the club are looking to sign, what kind of players, the way we're going to play next season, what more tweaks we're going to make. But the good thing about Arne Slot is that he seems to be very adaptable. Something that we're not seeing down the M6 at Manchester United, because I have to mention and laugh at them. We're winning a title, number 20, most successful English club, and that club are doing funny things on a week-on-week basis. But what you're not seeing there, but what you are seeing with our manager is very adaptable. And sometimes we played 4-2-4, sometimes we played 4-3-3 throughout the season. The amount of games we won in the second half because he's made changes, we'll see in the summer what that brings. But the question I was going to ask you earlier, Mikey, which might be unfair, but let me ask it anyway. Is Arne Slot better than Arteta, do we think?
I wouldn't swap them, but I think it's unrealistic for me to say that Arteta is better when Slot's won the league.
Oh, okay.
It just doesn't make sense. I'm a logical person. So if a manager hasn't won the league, how can I say he's better than a manager that's won the league? But saying that, I wouldn't swap them.
Why wouldn't you?
Happy with Arteta.
Okay.
And I think that next season we'll win a league. But
oh my gosh, he's here again. Next season.
I didn't say we'd win the league this year.
Huh?
Hey, CeeTee, you didn't run the thing up.
Yeah.
Don't worry, we've got the clip of your predictions for this season, my friend. I went into the archives. I've got them.
You got them, yeah? Yeah,
yes.
Next season
we're ready.
But Also, I didn't predict that Arsenal would win the league this year because I didn't think that.
No one did.
Oh,
But
really?
early in the season, I did say we'd win the Champions League, though.
Okay, so
Yeah,
Craig,
But I bet.
Say that
So,
again.
what did you have as champions, Craig? Let me just be clear. What did you?
What, for
Man
next
City,
season?
No, this season just finished.
Man City. I said Man City. Yeah, and I said Arsenal will come second.
Yeah, either way. No, yeah, of course you come second.
Well, I'm second. I got something
It's
right.
like next season. Where do you think I'm going to put Arsenal? Have a guess. Where I'm going to put Arsenal next season? Have a guess.
I don't
A
know.
wild guess. Second.
Second,
There
yeah,
you go.
okay.
Hey, just for the viewers' entertainment, Ro, do you want to tell us what your top 3 was, mate?
Top 3, well, yeah, no, I'll stand by it. But I won't stand by it, obviously, because I was totally wrong.
Stand by
But-
it.
I won't stand by it, but yeah, my top 3. You'll have to remind me who the third one was, but I think
I
I
will.
said Arsenal to win it, Man City second, and I can't remember who I said third.
Aston Villa.
There you
Wow, Aston Villa.
You Wally.
It's not far off, man. But
Hey,
Liverpool-
To be fair, Newcastle will catch up with Arsenal. If they win their 4 remaining games.
UK's prediction was Arsenal to win it, Manchester City second,
lies.
Liverpool third, with in brackets blindly.
Blind.
You didn't even back in your team, bro.
Like I've said,
United. Wait. Say that last one again.
Manchester United fourth.
Anuche, you're laughing
Wow.
at you guys are laughing at me.
No. Like
You guys are laughing at me.
Like I've said many times, and you know what? I didn't even know he was gonna do it because I would have come up with my own thing to show you. Well, actually, I've got it. Show it. You know what I mean? Like I don't mind. We could just go on this all day because Real is part of
By
the
the way,
group.
that was the 13th of August, viewers.
No,
So-
that's fine.
Between the 13th of August and Liverpool's first game on the 17th of August, Uche
Change.
promoted them
Change.
2 places.
17th of August, correct? Yeah, 17th of August. Thank you for reminding
Thank God.
me. Wait, you've done your bit, right?
I've
You've
done it.
You've done. Thank you. So, Liverpool first, Man City second, Arsenal third, Aston Villa fourth. And if you want to see that, that's what it is. You can scroll it and find it. Yeah.
I can't see
So
the dates.
it's
It looks
not-
like
I can't call and find it. I'm not in that group.
he just wrote that quickly.
Yeah. I would, like I said to you, Mikey, there's no point pretending. I didn't say
I'm
you
not
were
in
in
that group.
I didn't say you were in that. I never said once you're in that
In our
group.
group, you
Yeah,
did one
and I
group,
said that.
in another
And I
group you
said it.
didn't.
And I said that. This is what I'm saying.
Maybe.
You're trying what you're trying.
Maybe.
And I said, you're right. But you
Maybe
can't say-
he's gone in. But wait,
In 3
maybe he's
days,
got
you went
different
from
versions in
Liverpool
different
third to
groups.
Liverpool
Sorry, go on,
first.
Mikey.
This
Sorry,
is
say that again,
crazy.
bro.
I
Say that
said
again, bro.
maybe you've got different versions in different groups. So there's one where it says Liverpool second, one it says I'm joking, Uche. I know that's not
Uche
true.
wants to get. Uche just
just
wants to be
looking
right.
at
Is that what you're saying?
I'm looking at, you know what I'm looking at, Mikey. I'm thinking, what are we going? This dude knows, like, he would be able to just tell me the actual truth. And why is he
No,
doing this? Why?
you keep trying to say that I predicted Arsenal to win the league. So I just
No.
wanted
Yeah,
to show
that's
you
fine.
who
But I don't
actually
know why you have to
predicted
revisit.
Arsenal to win the
All I'm
league.
saying is, yeah,
It was
what
you
said is
guys.
correct. Within a week, I said I would explain in the previous pod. So the bottom line is, before a ball was kicked, and you check it, 17th of August, no ball was kicked. I'm allowed to change my mind, and I changed my mind based on what I read and what I looked and researched. When I said what I said in that group, I was pretty annoyed because I didn't know who this brother was, to be quite honest with you. So I went and did my work before the game. I didn't come back on that group, which is fair enough to change it. I've said this already. So why people? There's nothing to expose here. The
Where
bottom
did you have
line is
Arsenal again?
league. What's that?
Third.
Where did you have Arsenal?
I didn't think. Oh, that's a good point.
Are they not
That's
even
a
in
good
top four?
I don't think I did that. What did I have that? Let me see. Sorry. I think you're right, Mikey. Good spot. I don't think I actually. No, I did. Third. I had you third. But Liverpool
So-
first.
So on the
Second.
13th, you had Arsenal winning, and on
Yeah.
the 17th, you had Arsenal in third.
2
I'm
places.
just not understanding.
Yeah,
How
it's
this
just-
is
I've already explained. I've
How much
already
logic
explained
going on there, man?
No, I can get the Liverpool swap,
Yeah.
but you
Right.
promoted us 2 places.
Yeah, because bro, I've just told you. I read what I
No.
read, yeah. And I'm thinking if we come first,
On
yeah,
Liverpool.
naturally,
On Liverpool.
yeah.
That's
If
fine.
we come first, naturally, the reason why I was thinking that was I'm thinking, do you know what? I'm changing my mind because Arsenal should really come second, but Man City are better. It's just better. So I'm like, I changed my mind. Like I said, you're allowed to change your mind. Nothing has actually changed. You know this more than I do. It's not locked in. No ball has been kicked. So I don't understand what this is about. Like if I actually didn't say it, I wouldn't be coming on here saying I said it, would I?
It's just the interesting workings of Uche's mind.
Yes, because you're allowed to change your mind, though.
It's like
before,
Arsenal from first to third, Liverpool from third to first, City staying second.
Yeah, see what you're saying. Obviously, I just thought, why am I putting Arsenal there? Because most of the time, if you come first ahead of Man City, you're champions. So I was like thinking, why would I put Arsenal right up there? So I changed it, which I'm allowed to do. The ball has been kicked, and it's still not right anyway, right? Where Man City ain't coming second, are they? So let's be honest. No one did top 4 correct like that. It's impossible. But again, the first, I was quite aghast. I was quite happy with it, to be honest. Until you keep trying this nonsense, you keep trying. And next year I'll probably get it wrong, right? Because most years, if we did everything, no, let's be honest. Most years, apart from when Man City started winning it and it started becoming obvious, we used to get this all wrong all the time. It's quite difficult to get predictions, right? So, but this one, I'm happy with it because it was against all odds, especially when you look at BBC pundits, every single one, Sky pundits, every single one, Premier League official account, every single one. Nobody had Liverpool coming first. The best they had at the best of times was second, and most of them had Arsenal, and obviously most of them had Man City, and then second was obviously most times was Arsenal. But yet again, CeeTee, Mikey, there's always next season, and we go again. We go again.
Yeah, we do go again. Aki, going back to when you dropped off the pod for your little, what's his name, sort of problems with your laptop, but going back to that, is this season been an anticlimax for you?
Did you celebrate today?
You can't really be asking that on the day we win the title, but
I can ask. No. I can ask you that on the day you win the title because that's literally what we've been talking about. You said it was going to be an anticlimax because we're not going to win anything else. So, is it an anticlimax?
No. So, of course, today wasn't an anticlimax. Today was a day of celebration. But leading up to this day, we've had the league won for a long, long time. Really, we've been top since November, according to the Guardian. Respectable source of journalism, but so it has been an anticlimax to last.
What Guardian are you talking about? The one that's here or
the UK based Guardian? So since I stand by what I said, to be honest with you, since we got knocked out by PSG, lost to Newcastle, it has been an anticlimax to the season because also Arsenal didn't really put any fight. We were playing games like even the Tottenham game. All we needed was 1 point. Arsenal just lost, have drawn, 4 or 5 games? So
there's
no fight.
Talk?
Huh?
What's that, Mikey?
How much time? Is 30 seconds? Let's wrap this up, man.
Yeah, so anyway, I stand by what I said. I would say it hasn't been a climatic end to the season, put it that way.
It's not been an anticlimax. I'm an Arsenal fan, and listen, Arsenal being good doesn't mean that make any difference to Liverpool season. Liverpool winning every game and running away with the league can't be an anticlimax. It's impossible.
Yeah. Impossible.
But you're taking it out of context. I'm putting it into the context of getting knocked out by PSG and to losing the cup final. When you take that all into consideration, it does feel a bit like an anticlimax because we lost those 2 games. That's what it feels like.
I don't know why you're
winning the Premiership is that's the main goal.
No,
right?
I already clarified that. I said today is not an anticlimax. Today is a day of celebration.
Tomorrow when you reflect,
and tomorrow it will be again.
I guess when you look back at the season, like in a couple of seasons' time, you might not feel that way. But during the season, because I thought we were going to win the treble. Honestly, did. I thought we were going to win the Champions League.
How many clubs have won the treble?
Win the league.
How many in the history of football in this
We've
country?
already had this conversation. It's not really relevant to this conversation.
No, we talked about how many times you've seen Liverpool won the Premier League last time. I'm asking you, how many times has any team won the treble in this country in the history of football?
We won the treble under Julio, actually.
We won a treble, not the treble.
So, Aki, just to understand from me,
Yeah.
Unless you win the treble,
It would have been history to make it.
unless you win the treble, it's an anticlimax. Is
No,
that
not
what-
necessarily. But it was just the way that we lost to Newcastle, the way we lost to PSG, and the fact that by then the league was already done, pretty much.
He's short of saying it's been a poor season. Like I'm just swear.
Also,
He's going to turn around.
I just shared a quote on the Metro, and the Metro said something similar to what I said. So
Let me have
I don't-
referencing the Metro on this pod?
It could be a Man United fan that's writing for the Metro, Aki. So
know what I mean?
I don't see how that even comes into it. You're a Liverpool fan, and you're sitting there with a straight face saying that the run up to this to today, when you knew we were going to win the league, and somehow today's climatic and yesterday wasn't, and you knew it was going to happen because it was going to happen ages ago. I don't understand it anyway. But you as Liverpool fans saying that with a straight face, I
said
don't
today
get
was
it.
a day of celebration. That's what I said. But it is what it is. I think there are other people with my views as well who are Liverpool fans. So
They-
all a lot of opinions.
That you
All
know.
a lot of-
Anyway, Uche,
Right.
did you want to comment on this?
This has been very interesting. So I just, when you have these topics, it's always good to do some research before we start talking. So I'm just going to say what I'm going to say and just let everybody let it sip into your mentals, yeah? So Liverpool won the league today. That's our third in 35 years. If you did what Aki is saying, which would be if we had won the Champions League, it would be our third Champions League in over 40 years, yeah? Right? That's what Aki is talking about, anticlimactic, right? If we had won that League Cup, it would be our fourth League Cup in 13 years. So according to Aki, and in our history, Aki, can you tell us anytime you remember Liverpool winning more than 2 trophies, how often that is? More than
I don't
one
think that
trophy?
really matters. I don't think that matters.
Okay, it doesn't matter. Okay, so the winning Champions League is so rare that we see this, but that doesn't, matter.
No.
But
The thing is,
apparently, he had us for a treble, but it doesn't matter because if we did win that treble, which has never happened in the history of the club, that doesn't matter either because he just decided one day that we had to win the treble. That's just what he decided.
And the thing that I don't understand.
That's
I think it's a nonsensical points that you're making because at the end of the day, I'm looking at this season. When I look at our team this season and how we were playing this season and the quality of opposition that we were facing.
Oh, the quality of the opposition now.
I expected us to win the Champions League. We should have been in PSG, and then let me finish. So we should have been in PSG. And looking at how Real Madrid played, they lost to Arsenal of all teams. So we were
don't bring us into this.
And then we would have been to the final when we would have played either Barcelona or Inter Milan. We should have done much better. Even you guys just said in this pod that Klopp would have won that game. That's what you guys said, not me.
Yeah, Klopp's not there.
I didn't say that. You guys said that.
Is you're a fan with unrealistic expectations, and they have impacted your view of the season, and so your thought process is skewed. In fact, warped. Not just warped.
I don't understand
how last season we should have won probably a quadruple, really, until we had all those injuries.
We got the
2 cup finals. We got the 2 cup finals. We lost to Real Madrid in the quarters, and we were top of the league up until we were top of the league until April. Then we had a load of then we had a load of injuries.
Ever played?
There you go. Key, Aki. So you just said it. You just said the key word. We had a load of injuries or key phrases. We had a load of injuries. Why do you think that is? Because why do you think it is that most clubs in any league don't win all the trophies available to them? Because it's a lot of games you've got to play at a high level, at the highest level.
Injuries can't be used. Sorry, not from
physically and mentally. We couldn't do it with the squad we had. We could not do all 4 trophies last season. That's the reason why we didn't win it. And that's the reason why most clubs don't win 3 trophies, let alone 4 in one season, because it's nigh on impossible. It's nigh on impossible. So I don't know where you're sitting in March last season when we had half our team missing, and you're sitting there thinking we should have. You just said we should have won the quadruple. How with what? How are we going to do that?
No.
And then this season, this season, Aki, you mentioned about. I'm talking about this season. You said you're talking about this season. In this season, you watched the PSG game. And then you decided that we're gonna win the Champions League because we should have beaten PSG. We haven't got other teams to play after that.
No,
at the end of the day,
Champions League, isn't that right?
What?
Once we beat,
say that again.
once you beat PSG, you automatically win the Champions League. You don't have to play the
Exactly.
final. All right.
That's it. That's the rule.
That's how it works.
Apparently.
As I said some months ago, I did expect that Liverpool would be in the final with us, but you failed. And so,
No, Mike, that's not the question I'm
as
asking.
the draw transpired, we would have had to have knocked you out in the semi-finals anyway.
That's not what I'm asking. I'm saying, does it compete with you that if you beat PSG in the semi-final, do you automatically get crowned champions of Europe, or do you still have to play a final? Because this dude thinks that if you beat PSG in the quarterfinal,
No.
Okay. Yeah.
You guys are coming out from nonsensical arguments.
I don't know what he's saying. Like,
There's a lot of stages.
It's based
There's a
on
lot of stages that have to go through, and this dude has
I never
decided
said that though.
that we're gonna be so good that we're gonna pass through all those phases. Don't even need to face it. Talking like PSG, like we lost to them in the final. We didn't lose to them in the final. We still had to play in the semi-final if we got through against another top team and potentially another team in the final. So what is it that you're talking about?
Let me ask you this question then quickly. So if we'd been in PSG, would you have had us down to beat Villa? Yes or no? Don't give me any stories. Just yes or no. Just say yes or no. Would you have us down to beat Villa? Yes or no? Just say yes or no. I'm not hearing yes or no.
This is about winning. This is about winning.
Answer my question. Answer my question. Would you have had us down to beat Villa? Yes or no? Just say yes or no.
Just won the league, guys.
I'll take it as a yes. Would you have had us down to beat Arsenal? Yes or no? I'll have that down as a yes. I would have that down as a yes. So then you're kind of like, I don't know, man.
No, it's about winning.
Wait. Go on.
It's about winning the trophy.
So you beat Villa, and then you supposedly beat us, and then what?
Who's in the final? Who are we playing in the final?
Still in the final.
We've been in a few finals and lost. Not possible. Not possible, according to you. We can't get to a final and lose. Is that what you're saying? It's just impossible. We've never got to a Champions League final and lost. We always win every single Champions League final, according to our history. That's what you're saying.
No.
Because
Real Madrid.
We're gonna beat Arsenal, and we're definitely gonna win the Champions League. Because it's all about winning.
We'd be playing a weak Barcelona or an Italian team, so you would have had that previously we would have played Real Madrid, who were the best team in Europe.
All right, then.
At that time,
we're gonna be everybody. We're gonna win. Okay, so
let's leave it there, man. We've won the league, man. I regret asking the question. I shouldn't have even bothered.
It's your fault, but this is what you bring. This is what you bring.
I'll take it. It's my fault. We're champions of England.
Now, I just want to say one thing. Last season we had
in the league.
I just want to say one thing. Last season we had injuries. This season we didn't have any injuries, right? So the argument that we made for last season doesn't really hold true for this season. This season we had.
I didn't make it for this season. I didn't make that argument for this season. But
this season you didn't have
what an anticlimax. What an anticlimax. Aki, 20th time we won the league, second time Premier League, only the second time in your adult life. So yeah, rejoice.
Misrepresenting my words.
guys.
The viewers know what I mean. So
I need to drink this. What's going on? What's going on here?
I left my I haven't got a drink with me, but I'll be toasting you. I'll be toasting you, Uche.
Crazy. Cheers, mate.
Right then. So we go again next week. We will be talking about Premier League. No, not really. We'll be talking about Champions League because it'll be the second leg of Arsenal's Champions League tie against PSG. We are going to record another show where we're going to be talking about the forthcoming first leg of Arsenal against PSG, also the FA Cup games today, and whatever else has happened in the league as well.
Huh? We don't care about FA Cup.
Okay, that's a fair point. I was going to ask about Palace though, because Craig was there, CeeTee was there, so I was going to ask about Palace.
Don't care. Like, comment, subscribe. Thanks for tuning in.
We're out. Liverpool. Champion.